Have you ever wondered if you're kind of stuck with the brain you were born with? Well, today we're diving deep into the psychology that says you can absolutely 100% grow your IQ. And yeah, I mean at any age.
So let's just get right to it. This is the big question, right? Is your intelligence just fixed? A trait that you're born with, like your eye color? For a really long time, a lot of people, even scientists, believe that was the case. But you know what? Modern psychology has a pretty definitive and frankly hopeful answer. No, not even close. Your mind isn't set in concrete. It's actually more like clay. It's malleable. Scientists have a cool word for this, neuroplasticity. It just means your brain has this amazing ability to physically change and rewire itself. And honestly, that idea is a complete game changer. And this all really comes down to two different ways of looking at the world. On one side, you've got the fixed mindset. That's the belief that your intelligence is what it is and you can't do much about it. But on the other side, you have the growth mindset. And that's where you see intelligence as a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. And today, we're all about building that muscle.
Okay, so let's get into a really specific, and I'm guessing a very familiar example of how a smart, growing brain actually works. We're going to talk about something you almost certainly do, but probably don't talk about.
Come on, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're in the shower, playing out that entire tough conversation with your boss, or you're thinking up the perfect witty comeback you're going to use at a party. You build these entire dialogues with branching scenarios, and then the actual event either never happens or it goes completely differently. Sound familiar? Well, guess what? This isn't just you being weird or overthinking things. It's actually a sign of a highly sophisticated brain function. Your brain is essentially a prediction machine, and it's constantly running simulations to try and prepare you for what's next. This is what researchers call predictive processing. It's your brain's natural way of trying to get a handle on uncertainty. By running these little mental rehearsals, it's testing out different possibilities and getting you ready, which makes you way more efficient when a real situation actually does come up. It's literally your intelligence in action. But, and this is a big but, this incredible cognitive tool can sometimes feel, well, a little frustrating. It turns out there is a specific level of intelligence where this whole tendency to simulate and analyze can feel less like a superpower and, honestly, a lot more like a curse. Research has actually pointed to a specific IQ range for this phenomenon. We're talking about the 120 to 130 bracket. This is often considered gifted or very high average. And people in this zone often report a very unique kind of intellectual frustration. This quote just nails the feeling perfectly. You are absolutely smart enough to see every single complex angle of a problem, all the nuances, all the potential pitfalls, but the full, complete solution can feel just out of reach. And that right there is the trap. Your brain just keeps running those simulations over and over, searching for that perfect answer that it can't quite grasp. It leads to this feeling of mental exhaustion, you know? Like you're stuck in a loop and you never get that satisfying click of resolution. So the big question is, how do we break that cycle? How do we take that powerful brain and make it even stronger, even more effective? Well, the key is to actively forge new neural pathways. Let's look at exactly how to do that. And this is so crucial to understand. Growing your IQ isn't about cramming your head with more trivia for game night. It's about physically changing the structure of your brain. You're building new, faster, more efficient connections between your neurons. It's that neuroplasticity thing we talked about in practice. And the research points to 3 really powerful foundational habits for making this happen. Now, these aren't quick hacks. They are deep, meaningful practices for real cognitive growth. They are deep reading, learning difficult skills, and embracing solitude. First up, deep reading. And look, this is not scrolling through social media feeds. This is about engaging with a complex book, something that demands your full attention. When you follow intricate arguments or really nuanced characters, you're building up the mental endurance to fight off distraction. You're forcing your brain to make connections and visualize abstract ideas, which strengthens those critical reasoning pathways. Next, and this one's huge, actively seek out and learn difficult skills. Think about learning a new language, or picking up a musical instrument, or maybe trying to code. These things are hard for a reason. They force your brain to build entirely new neural structures from the ground up. The struggle itself is literally the signal to your brain to grow. It's not about being a master overnight. It's all about the process of pushing through the problem solving. Okay, this last one might feel a little weird in our super connected world. You have to embrace solitude. Your brain needs downtime. It needs time away from the constant mirage of emails, text, and notifications. This isn't about being bored, it's crucial processing time. It's when your mind finally gets a chance to connect all the dots and turn scattered bits of information into real, genuine understanding. And you know what? Here is the most encouraging part of this whole thing. You don't need to quit your job and meditate on a mountain for 8 hours a day. The key isn't some heroic, intense effort. It's all about small, consistent practice. I'm telling you, 20 minutes of deep reading every day is so much more powerful than a 5-hour cram session once a month. Consistency beats intensity, every time.
So that really just leaves us with one final thought. Your intelligence, it's not some destiny that's written in stone. It's more like a garden that you get to tend to every single day. The only real question left is, what are you going to plant? What difficult, maybe frustrating, but ultimately rewarding new skill are you going to choose to learn first?